It's a Facebook world.
Howdy.
Say hi.
I just said howdy.
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 It's always weird doing these. You gotta wait for at least somebody to come on, otherwise you're talking to yourself, right?
Okay.
It's okay. So, before we get started, I got a new Bible for Father's Day. And check it out. This is why I think it's so important to stay reading your Bible. No matter, you know how you see a movie? I'll give you an example. Frozen, when Frozen came out, we saw Frozen a million times. And when you see something a million times, you're like, oh gosh, not Frozen again, right? Not for y'all, but for me it was like that. It's not Frozen again, right? But the Bible's not like that, right? It's you can read it, and then it's you can read the same thing over and over and over and over again, and yet things still pop up at the page. You know what I mean? Words just jump off.
Living, breathing words.
So I got a new Bible, right? And literally I said, well, I'm going to start in John, and then I'm going to work my way all the way through Revelation. I'll skip Matthew, Mark, Luke for right now. So I started in John, and right away as I started reading in John, just like that, boom, 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 words just started jumping off the page. And it's funny because, I'm going through this weird time in my life where, sometimes your past gets brought back up. You know what I mean? I'm going through this time where it's your past is always in front of you, though it should be behind you, right? So people will sometimes throw shots at you to kind of remind you of who you are, so to speak, right?
Who you used to be.
Or who you used to be. And, one of the things I always heard was can anything good ever come from fill in the blank? Can anything ever good come from Boys Country or Chris Martinez? Or can anything good come from my mom, a Beverly Martinez, or a Texas City? Can anything good come from fill in that blank, right? So I'm reading this week, and it was as I'm going through these emotions and stuff, it's man, these words just jump off the page at me. And wanted to share that with you guys. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Christopher? Let's see what else we got on here. Roger, what's going on? But wanted to share this with you guys. So, set this up. Jesus is just starting his ministry. This is in John chapter 1. So it's right away in John. He's just starting his ministry. He's going to get a few disciples. And some people, you have to understand, some people aren't feeling it, right? So go ahead and start right there and read that. Verse 43, John chapter 1, verse 43. I want to show you guys this. This was pretty cool. Mind you, what I'm going through emotionally, and then kind of what's going on, and then we read this. Go ahead.
So John 1:43. The next day Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Come follow me." Philip was from Bethsaida, Andrew and Peter's hometown. Philip went to look for Nathanael and told him, "We have found the very person that Moses and the prophets wrote about. His name is Jesus, the son of Joseph from Nazareth." "Nazareth!" exclaimed Nathanael. "Can anything good come from Nazareth?"
Man, check that out, dude. So, we're talking about Jesus here, right? He's this is, I want to tell you about Jesus. This is the one that Moses told us about, the one that the prophets told us about. He's from Nazareth. And then Nathanael says, Nazareth? Can anything good come from Nazareth? And of course we know the story, how the story goes. It's yeah, man, it can good. So my thing from you is can anything good come from your past? Can anything good, some of the things I've been told personally my whole life, can anything, I was telling her, I was sharing some stories with her, there was times where I'm sitting on a bus and kids making fun of me, oh, that's one of them Boys Country kids, and trying out for baseball, and the baseball coach saying, "Oh, that's one of them Boys Country kids. Can anything good come from Boys Country?" And I've been told that my whole life, that's Beverly Martinez's kid. Can anything good come from Beverly? And, and then it's just to read this, like they're talking about Jesus here, like he's a Nazareth. Can anything good come from Nazareth? And it's like, and I like the way like Philip replied to it. He's just like,
come and see for yourself.
Come and see for yourself. I'm not even going to try to argue with you. Like come and see for yourself, right? Like come and see it. Like I'm not going to try to talk you into it with words. I'm not going to try to argue with you or any of that. Like, come and see for yourself. So my encouragement for you guys, man, is just this right here. I love them, Beverly Martinez. Hey, we loved you too, Miss Barkley. So our encouragement to you right here is there anything that like, can anything good come from that? Right? Just take your past, right? That divorce. Can anything good come from that divorce? Can anything good come from that brutal thing that happened to you when you were a child? Can anything good come from that? And yeah, well, yes, it can. Come see for yourself. Come see for yourself. Yes, it can. It can.
Don't let your perspective ruin your future.
That's right.
Nathaniel almost missed the blessing, his calling of following Jesus. Can anything good come from Nazareth? No.
Yeah, and he ended up at the end of the story there, he ended up becoming a follower of him. So,
this verse is from Philippians 3:13, and this is kind of one that we're kind of like a life verse.
Yeah, this is one that we are using. Yeah, our life verse. I like that. This is what we're using.
It says, and it's in all different translations, obviously, but it says, "No, dear brothers and sisters, I have not yet achieved it, but I focus on this one thing, forgetting the past and looking forward to what lies ahead. I press on to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God, through Jesus Christ, is calling us."
Yeah, I like that part because it talks about I'm not looking backwards, but I'm looking forward. And what Lisa Bevere said, and we just saw her at we had Hope Rising. Our church had our first youth event, and we were honored and blessed to be able to go with them. And we saw Lisa Bevere speak. That was the first time we've ever heard her speak, and she's awesome. Good. She's on fire. Let me tell you what. But the one thing that she said that I've probably told 12 people since then is that the enemy will try to trick you with your history, but the truth is your history has nothing to do with it. It's your future that he's terrified of. I like this. Hey, history is
his story.
His story. So, I wanted to share that with you guys, man, because, I've been told that my whole life, man. What good can come from there? What good can come from, your mom, your dad? What good can come from that situation? And then to read that. And so, encouragement, stay plugged in. Stay plugged into your Bible because, I wrote a message out of that. And I got another message that I wrote a while back called The Power of Testimony. And right away, as I started reading through John, boom, I just added on to that message. And I think it's going to be even more powerful than it was 2 years ago when I first wrote it. So stay plugged in. Stay plugged into your Bible. Your past doesn't represent your future. Your mom and dad don't determine who you are. Your family doesn't determine who you are.
Your past mistakes.
One of the things that we're here, I wasn't going to share this yet, but we're breaking out into starting a ministry, a full-time ministry, and part of the thing that we want to do is help people change their legacy. When you look at our kids, money isn't everything. For us, money isn't everything. It's the fact that we've changed our legacy. When I watch my daughter, at the front of church with her hands up, and I watch my son. We've changed our legacy. We've forgotten what was behind us. We didn't forget. We've learned what was behind us, but we're pressing on to what.
We're not holding on to it to let it be a crutch.
We're pressing on to what's in front of us, and so I wanted to share that. You got anything else?
You want me to read that one?
Yeah, you can read that one too.
Okay, there's one more verse. Actually, it's two. Isaiah 43:18 and 19. It says, "Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. That one was a life verse for a long time. I'll make a way in the wilderness. All these things, man. Don't stop looking backwards. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop making excuses.
Stop making the same choices.
Stop making the same choices. Hey,
Be
listen.
real with yourself.
If your Facebook complaints, like when Facebook reminds you what you said 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if your Facebook complaints are the same today as they were 2-3 years ago, it may not be everybody else. It may just be us, right? It may be you. And there's some things that we may have to change. So, yeah, man, don't fret over the things that have happened. Matter of fact, fret. I like that word. Don't fret over them.
Don't fret.
But use them, man. Use that past, and man, know that something good can come from that situation. Know that something good can come from you. Know that something good can come from whatever it is, that excuse, or whatever that pain, whatever that struggle it is that's holding you back. Just know that something good can come from it. Everything bad that's ever happened in our lives, we're able to use it today as a testimony to help people change their lives. So, yeah, something good can come from it. Just know it. Get plugged in. Stay reading. Because, man, let me tell you something. I think this is like an instruction book for life. Like, literally, if you're going through a divorce right now, this tells you how to get through it. If you're going through grief, this tells you how to get through it. If you're a businessman, go start reading the book of Proverbs. I heard somebody say if you read a proverb a day for 30 days, you'll get a brand new business idea. Man, that's pretty powerful. So, man, this has something for everybody in it. So I encourage you to stay grounded in it. We're gonna go ahead and go. Got anything else?
Adios.